Blake Shelton released his first album in 4 years in May, marking a return to his origins. Appropriately labeled for recreational use only, when the country musician, who had previously exclusively recorded love songs with his wife Gwen Stefani, released a pair called Hanging On, everyone was taken aback. This is the first song they collaborated on following their breakup. In March, Blake revealed to Access Hollywood that they collaborated on the song, which is about ending a relationship but attempting to stay together. Additionally, he indicated that the song wasn't really indicative of where Gwen and I are in our relationship, and that it was only chosen because it's a fierce country song. I'm hoping. Over the past 6 months, Blake's friends and fans have grown increasingly concerned that the message might contain more private information than he has disclosed. Nobody has snapped a photo of the two of them together in months. According to someone familiar with the matter, Star has been informed that date nights and outings are no longer possible. Blake and Gwen have been spending a lot of time apart lately. 10 years ago, the pop sensation and the country music artist unexpectedly fell in love after it was revealed that they were divorced. Blake married 42-year-old Miranda Lambert, a fellow country music artist. Gwen married a 60-year-old Bush singer named Gavin Rossdale. Because they experienced the same type of heartbreak as coaches on The Voice, they became friends. On his ranch in Tishomingo, Oklahoma, Blake constructed a church for his spouse, whom he married 4 years ago. Up until 2022, they continued to flaunt their love for one another on the NBC game show. It was strange to meet the two of them. Blake was raised in the country, but Gwen was from California and had a strong interest in fashion. According to someone who knew them, The Voice improved their marriage by making them more committed to one another. The source claims that Gwen intends to complete a residency at Sphere in Las Vegas in 2026, while Blake resides in the country. Fans and pals make jokes about how their lives are different as a result. Additionally, it provided Blake, who would much rather be on his beloved farm but is not and never will be in Los Angeles, with an excuse to visit. One noticeable change is that many individuals believe the enchantment has faded. It had been 7 months since they last walked the red carpet together. Blake hosted NBC's program commemorating the Grand Ole Opry's 100th anniversary in March. A few weeks later, in April, she shared photos she had taken while traveling to the Ozarks with Blake and her 3 children from a previous marriage: Apollo 11, Zuma 17, and Kingston 19. Over the summer, she made emotional social media postings honoring their father for Father's Day, his 49th birthday, and their wedding anniversary. Since then, however, things have been notably less active. On October 3rd, Blake messaged his attractive girl on Gwen's 56th birthday will be celebrated on Instagram. For Blake, the message was brief and not very loud. In contrast to how they used to seem to shout their love from the hills, the pair has toned things down. It's difficult to ignore the fact that they have toned things down for fans who are accustomed to seeing them make out in public. This includes a lot of amusing back and forth, public displays of affection on the red carpet, and heartfelt posts. Blake was questioned by ESPN's Pat McKee about his thoughts on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's relationship becoming more widely known. Blake claimed to have done the same thing, so he knew. "That's how it is," she remarked. "Hey, I'm seeing Gwen Stefani. Do you understand me? I want everyone to know that putting yourself out there was a way for them to express their love for one another and their pride in each other's accomplishments." Additionally, he claimed that it was a means for them to express who they were. Now what? Not quite as much. It is becoming increasingly evident that they are two quite different persons, according to another knowledgeable individual. Despite the fact that neither Blake nor Gwen want this for their relationship, there is a genuine fear that they could wind up splitting up again in Hollywood. Individuals who are unique. It wasn't until he was 14 years old that Blake discovered what really brought him joy. He revealed his interest to Hook and Barrel magazine in February, saying, "Country music, fishing, and hunting." Gwen also enjoyed music, but she made it clear that she didn't like it when it was soggy, dirty, or bugged. No Doubt's lead singer told Rolling Stone that Blake and she are completely different from one another. "I'm so like a makeup girl," the front woman declares. They were drawn together by a horrible incident. After their first marriage ended in 2015, Blake told Billboard, "I was at rock bottom in the middle of hell. I was saved by Gwen. Nobody on the planet could really comprehend what it's like to experience a separation from another artist in public." Around the same time that Gwen converted to Roman Catholicism in order to begin healing, Blake also became more aware of his Christian heritage. He explained what he meant to the Tennessean a few years into their relationship. "I believe in God now more than I ever have in my life," he stated, seemingly implying that a spiritual power was responsible for his breakthrough. Upon arriving in Oklahoma, the country guy and the city girl looked for a commonality. In a 2016 interview with Rolling Stone, Gwen stated, "There is so much joy in gardening together." In 2024, Blake told Nylon that she was quite proud to have purchased her own property. The year before, he boasted about her innate capacity for compassion. He stated, "Gwen has an incredible sense for planting things, how to grow them, and once it's growing, how to cultivate it, and when to prune something." He said, "I like farming big things like corn or beans 1 acre at a time." In actuality, however, Gwen feels more at home in Los Angeles because she pays more attention to little details here and there, which makes her a better farmer than I am. Living outside doesn't excite or stimulate her as much as it does Blake. It has been difficult at times because she is alone, but she decided to go to the ranch full time for him. Less time spent apart. Gwen is now preparing for an enjoyable trip. A few days prior to the October 19th premiere of the new music competition show, Blake's CBS program, The Road No Doubt, revealed last month that the band will reunite for a series of major performances in Las Vegas to commemorate the 30th anniversary of Tragic Kingdom, their groundbreaking album that gave rise to hits like Just a Girl, Don't Speak, Spiderwebs, and Sunday Morning. According to the source, Blake is also occupied with TV projects, music, his former Red Restaurant business, and occasionally touring. But now that Gwen has a lot of plans, he enjoys having free time whenever he can. Living in Las Vegas is a significant accomplishment because it has a lot of responsibility and would require her to spend more time apart from Blake. She is both anxious and enthusiastic about it. And this may be the final section. The last time we saw Blake, he was singing about how content he was with his wife. "She is my best friend," he declared on Access Hollywood. Perhaps that's the secret. Whether we're performing at a stadium, watching a movie, or just having coffee in the morning, we always have a great time together. According to the person who knows them, some people wish they could return there and get back on track. The most crucial thing is to return to the same location and prevent the negative events before it's too late. Their partnership appeared to demonstrate that love could occur anywhere from the beginning. Pop and country music in California and Donna represent two completely distinct lifestyles. This seems to be evident from the beginning of Blake and Gwen's relationship. However, it has been suggested that they might be leading different lives as of late 2025, which raises questions about what is actually happening. As a result, this is a comprehensive description of their voyage that covers what we know, what we don't know, and the potential meaning of the stories.